The year is 2026, and your voice is no longer your own. It has been hijacked, analyzed, and repurposed as a data point in a global surveillance machine that never sleeps, never forgets, and never forgives. But Andrew here, and today we have unlocked the heavy, lead-line doors of the 64th vault of the Edge protocols, the Ghost Network. We are decoding John Wayne's master strategy for information sovereignty in an era where every single text message, every encrypted call, and every digital whisper is intercepted by AI-driven sensors and filed away in a massive database for future leverage. You see, the Duke understood with a frontier scout's surgical precision that a man who cannot communicate in absolute secret is a man who can never launch a counterattack or protect his own kin. In 2026, the system doesn't just want to hear the words you speak. It wants to map your intent, predict your next move, and identify every link in your social chain using your digital footprint as a blueprint for your own destruction. But John Wayne didn't build his legendary movements or his Sarsilmaz influence on open channels, public platforms, or government-regulated wires. He built them on the ancient code of silence and a sophisticated underground intel network that the bureaucratic machine could never penetrate or even perceive. In this 64th chapter, we are teaching you the high art of disappearing from their digital sensors while remaining perfectly visible to your trusted allies. While the masses are handing over their most intimate secrets to social media apps that are essentially state-run wiretaps disguised as convenience, the sovereign man is quietly building a ghost network that exists entirely outside the digital panopticon. Doctor, record this opening protocol for the year 2026. In a world of total, deafening noise, the man who controls the silence is the only one who truly controls the mission. We are going dark to stay bright today, and we are starting with the absolute destruction of digital dependency. Analyze the fallacy of the grid with me. In the year 2026, the system has successfully convinced the world that without a smartphone and a high-speed connection, a human being is effectively deaf, dumb, and isolated. But John Wayne knew that true communication is a matter of will and iron grit, not lithium-ion batteries, fiber optic cables, or cell towers. We are decoding the Duke's frontier courier strategy, a tactical blueprint that relied on hand-to-hand intelligence and verbal covenants that left no paper trail and no digital shadow. In the year 2026, the most secure, most unhackable encryption on the entire planet isn't a complex mathematical algorithm. It is a whispered word between two men of honor in a physical location where no microphone can reach and no satellite can peer. We are returning to the ancient ways of the scout, the methods used by men who moved through the wilderness without leaving a footprint. We are teaching you how to move vital information through physical dead drops, symbolic signals, and human networks that leave exactly 0 digital crumbs for the state to follow. The Duke understood that the more high-tech your communication becomes, the more vulnerable it is to a centralized kill switch. For the year 2026, information sovereignty means having a backup plan that doesn't require a password, a monthly subscription, or a signal bar. Doctor, examine the historical records of the Duke's hidden trails, the way he coordinated massive, complex efforts across thousands of miles without ever leaving a single trace for his enemies to find. We are turning our communication into a ghost ship today. When they inevitably shut down the internet in 2026 to control the narrative during a crisis, the man with the ghost network will be the only one who still knows the truth, and the truth is the only weapon that can't be jammed or censored. In the third, deeper layer of the 64th protocol, we master what the Duke called signal discipline. In the year 2026, most people are leaking their private lives like a sieve, broadcasting their exact locations, their spending habits, and their future plans to any predator with a digital sensor. But John Wayne lived by the shadow code. He knew that silence is a fortress and that ambiguity is a powerful weapon. To build your ghost network in 2026, you must learn to operate in the frequency gaps, the spaces where the system's eyes don't reach. This means understanding electronic countermeasures at a primal, tactical level, knowing exactly when to turn off every device, when to use burner intel, and how to speak in a coded, natural language that sounds like ordinary noise to the untrained ear of an AI monitor. We are analyzing the Duke's tactical silence, the way he controlled the flow of information to ensure that his enemies were always reacting to a ghost, never a target. In the year 2026, your greatest defense is your unpredictability. If the algorithm cannot find a consistent pattern in your movements or your messages, it simply cannot target you with precision. We are moving from public broadcasting to private command. Your character is the primary encryption key, and your personal loyalty is the ultimate firewall. Doctor, record this. In the brutal information war of 2026, the loudest voice is always the easiest to kill, but the quietest, most deliberate whisper is the hardest to ignore and impossible to stop. We are becoming that whisper today, weaving ourselves into the static of the grid until we are invisible. Analyze the hardening of the infrastructure within the Duke's doctrine. John Wayne understood a fundamental truth. A man should never rely on a bridge built by his enemy, especially when that enemy is trying to trap him. In the year 2026, this means building your own microgrid of communication that doesn't rely on the corporate backbones. We are decoding the use of mesh networks, LoRa technology, and off-grid radio protocols that bypass the state-controlled gateways entirely. The Duke knew that tactical independence requires owning the very means of transmission. In the year 2026, your ghost network must be physically decentralized and locally controlled. We are teaching the art of the decentralized node, how to turn your household and your sovereign circle into a self-contained communication cell that continues to function perfectly even when the global satellites go dark or the fiber optic lines are cut. The system desperately wants you to believe you are isolated and helpless, but with the Duke's blueprint, you are part of a hidden underground web of free men. This is what we call information resilience. When the censors of 2026 begin to rewrite the history books and edit the digital news feeds in real time, the Ghost Network will be the only archive of the real world. We are not just sending messages to each other. We are preserving the sacred flame of accurate history and unfiltered reality. Doctor, look at the historical resilience of the Frontier Scouts. They were the original human mesh network. They moved complex intelligence through the wilderness using nothing but mirrors, smoke, and an iron resolve. We are bringing that same resolve into the high-tech age, making our intelligence uncancelable and our networks unhackable. We are building the backbone of the resistance today, one node at a time. We are closing this massive 64th vault of the Edge archives with the sovereign proclamation of the Ghost Network. Look around you at the chaos and the deception of 2026. The world is drowning in an endless sea of deepfakes, state-run propaganda, and digital illusions. But the man who has established his own ghost network has a compass that always points to the objective truth. John Wayne didn't need 1,000 fake followers on a digital platform to be a leader of men. He needed 3 good, loyal men who knew how to keep a secret, follow a trail, and hold their tongue under pressure. In the year 2026, the Ghost Network is the only frequency the machine cannot jam, cannot spoof, and cannot silence because it isn't built on silicon. It's built on solid gold trust and flesh and blood loyalty. This is Andrew, signing off from the 64th vault of the Edge archives, deep in the shadows of the new frontier. The old world is trying to blind you with the digital glare of their screens, but as long as you can communicate in the shadows and maintain your information sovereignty, you are never truly alone and you are never truly defeated. Go out there today and secure your channels, harden your intel, and never, ever trust a signal that you do not own and control with your own hands. Stay rugged. Stay silent to the system while remaining loud to your brothers. Stay completely, unapologetically sovereign as you build a network that will outlast their crumbling digital empire. We will see you on the next frequency, where the truth is spoken in whispers and the free men are always listening with an iron ear. Godspeed, partner. The mission, our eternal and sacred mission of information dominance, is now broadcasting from the very shadows of your own spirit and the silence of your own resolve. Andrew out.